Shalom, shalom. This week's parsha is Parshat Noach. And as I always say, the parsha is always so relatable to current events. But this week, so much so that many people will be pointing it out and have not already, if they have not already pointed it out, that the word, the name Hamas appears right away in Parshat Noach in the beginning. And I want to take a look at it and see how the word Hamas in Parshat Noach relates very, very scaringly to what we are experiencing right now, today. So let's take a look at that pasuk. And it starts with Vayomer Elokim leNoach, Kates kol basar ba lefanai, ki mal'a haaretz chamas mipnehem, hineni mashchitam et haaretz, which my English translates as, God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with robbery. Keep this in mind. My translation says Hamas is robbery through them, and behold, I'm about to destroy them from the earth. So it's interesting that the translation has chose to define this word as robbery, that robbery filled the land, and this is why God saw fit to destroy the earth. And especially when we're connecting it to the despicable Hamas that we're dealing with, unfortunately, today, the equivalent of ISIS, these terror groups. And you'd say, like, really, robbery? Like, would God destroy the whole world because of a little? And Chazal say, petty theft, different things that they took. Could this really be so bad to destroy the earth? And what I want to say is that what happens is that robbery, theft, this when it begins, okay, with taking small things like small truths, little small truths, like Hamas starts with twisting, taking a story and twisting some of the details, and it goes uncontested, and people start to believe it. What they're doing is they're robbing people of the truth, which then they see they get away with, and it becomes bigger and bigger lies. And once people have already swallowed and accepted the small lies, then they believe the bigger and bigger lies as they come. And this is a theft of truth. Now, truth is what the world is supposed to stand on. And not only do they steal from the truth, from the foundations of the world, but they try and steal people's dignity as they do these horrendous things to degrade and to debase, to rape and ridicule and continue to try and down on our people and to make us look bad. And this is, they steal human dignity constantly, and they laud this, they applaud this anytime they do something despicable to take away from the humanity of others, starting with right now the Jewish people. But as we all know, it will never end with just the Jewish people. They come for us first, but they have a worldwide plan. And then what they're doing is they're taking away from our humanity, from anything that's different as what they accept to be their their belief, their philosophy, their way. And therefore they take away human dignity. And then worst of all, as we know, they look to destroy, to steal, to take human life, the lives of our children, of our parents, of our spouses, our brothers, our sisters, our people, our friends, all of our loved ones. They steal the life that is not theirs to take, God-given life of other people, and they celebrate that. And it's that kind of thing. It starts with these little things go uncontested, and they branch out in these evil, most despicable of ways. And what happened was the earth at that time, God said to Noah, was filled with this Hamas, with this kind of horrific barbarity. And God said, that's it. He's going to destroy the world. And the truth is he had to destroy the world, because if Noah, the last person, the only person on the earth that's left that would walk with God, no doubt they'd come after Noah himself. So God decided he's going to destroy the whole world before they destroy the world themselves. And so God does this. And I don't know in the end when God says he's never going to destroy the world the way he did it this time, and he gives us this rainbow in the sky as a sign that he will never destroy the world again. I wonder, we look at that as this covenant is a blessing. Sometimes I wonder if a world is like that, maybe I hate to say it, but maybe better off that there, is no world. I'm not one to speak, but look, God in his wisdom thought that Noah could perpetuate a world that was worthy of better things, of better people. And then God told Noah about this rainbow that he was going to put in the sky as a covenant after he would perhaps want to destroy us, the world, for horrific things that go on. And then when he puts this rainbow in the sky, we're supposed to see it and to remember this covenant. Now, after God told Noah about the covenant and the rainbow, we're told this story about Noah planting the vineyard and him drinking and debasing himself. And I've always felt a great sympathy for Noah because I think that he might have felt like I just described now. Like, is that a good thing? Is it a good thing that he'll never destroy the world? Maybe he should have, because what I think happened is that Noah saw signs. He saw signs before the episode that happened with his son Ham. He saw that his son Ham had um, these traces of bad that were going through him, and he realized that the world is starting again, and that how is it going to be any different? How are things going to be different? And I think he was overwhelmed with grief and with this difficulty of how to possibly save the world that's supposed to come after him. It seemed like an impossible task for him to meet. And the truth is that I don't really know the answer to that. If Noah doesn't know the answer to that, I certainly don't know. But what I do see from the rainbow, what I do try and understand is that it's not just that we see it and we're to remember this pact, this covenant that God made, that he's not going to destroy the world. There's an inherent metaphorical message. When we see these beautiful colors, these rays of light that are coming through the clouds in an arc, in a half of a circle. A half is a half of a whole. What we're seeing is two things. We're seeing the light not as it is as a whole. It's broken down through this cloudy mass, meaning that human beings sometimes, well, most of the time, and especially after difficult times, things that could have clouded our judgment. That if we look into the horizon, we can see that there is this light that from above, like I spoke of last week when we said the Ruach Elokim Rachafet, the God's spirit was hovering over, and I talked about the light and the dark and then the separating. And this is something that still exists even after this horrific thing. God is showing you the light is still there. God is still there. We are still here. And what we might see, we can still see some of the light. We're not seeing it, it's an entirety, and it's beautiful, and it's unity, and it's one massive unit that is what it's supposed to be. But we see half of it, and we see it broken down into different colors. And what's so beautiful about the rainbow is that we're seeing it broken, and we still see beauty in it. Everybody looks at the rainbow and says, oh, it's so beautiful, this combination of colors that mesh one into the other. What we're seeing is what we're supposed to be. Every person a different color, different stripe. When we come together, then it's a beautiful thing, because individually you'll hear people, some people, okay, some people like every color of the rainbow, but some people say, oh, I love the blues, the cold colors, the cool colors. And some say, oh, I love the reds and yellow, the sunny, warm colors. But they don't like, someone will say, oh, I'm not a blue person. I'm not an orange person. I don't like this color. I don't like that color. When you break it apart, when you break which one apart, people is subject to criticism. It's subject to ridicule and to hate. But when it's together, I have never heard somebody say, I hate the rainbow. Everybody wows at the rainbow. And it's colors that you can't grasp. It's meshed one to another because when it's together like that, it's just a beautiful sight to behold. And God shows us half of it. And he's saying, I'm I'm doing my part. I'm not destroying the world. There is this light of unity that exists. But you're only seeing half because that's God's part of the covenant. But what he's telling us is that we still have our half of the covenant to fulfill. We have to fill the rest of the circle. By what? By doing mimicking God in that we have these lights of different colors, different stripes, and we put them together, we stay together, we stick together so it cannot be separated. And when there's that unity, that full circle of coming together of the different colors, different stripes bound together, that is a light, a heavenly light that can just have the power of miraculous power of beauty and of building, of something that we built together with God by imitating God, by being like God, and building this world into what God wants, what God plans, what God will not give up on because he said he's not giving up on it. He said he's not going to destroy the world. He believes in this world that he created, which means we have to believe in it too, and we have to do this. And I say this now because we're facing so much devastation and so much horrible things, and it's hard, but we have to continue to do this. We have to continue to stick together. All good. Our nation should stay together, love each other, act in this godly manner and bring down more light. And that will, God willing, sooner than later, will destroy all evil, eradicate it from the world, help God to do what he wants to do. But he's asking us to take a part in it, and we can do it. With that, I wish you a very peaceful Shabbat Shalom.